Now, the United States has proposed to revive U.S. military bases in Panama to secure the Panama Canal. However, the proposal met with resistance from Panama's president and security minister, who claimed that they will not accept any military bases or defense sites. U.S. Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth said preserving the Panama Canal from Chinese influence requires U.S. partnership, as the two nations announced agreements to deepen U.S. military training in the Central American nation during Hegseth's visit to the country.
We certainly understand that the Panama Canal is in Panama, and protecting Panamanian sovereignty from malign influence is important, which is why when President Trump says we're taking back the Panama Canal from Chinese influence, that involves partnership with the United States and Panama. And we're grateful that they've welcomed U.S. troops on Panamanian soil by invitation through rotational joint exercises, and that's what you'll see in the Memorandum of Understanding, is an opportunity to revive, whether it's the military base, naval air station, locations where U.S. troops can work with Panamanian troops to enhance capabilities.
Now, Hegseth said U.S. and Panama have come to an agreement over first and free passage for their country's military ships in the canal.
It was important to us that in moments of contingency, our troops can travel first and free. And we're grateful that our Panamanian partners are working with us on that.
Speaking about the Memorandum of Understanding between the two countries, Panama's security minister clarified that it has not ceded sovereignty over the Panama Canal, nor in any of its adjacent areas. He added that his country would reject any effort to re-establish U.S. military bases on his country's soil.
Panama made clear through President Mulino that we cannot accept military bases or defense sites. We want and know that we need to maintain security cooperation with the United States and its armed forces, which is a recurring thing. Again, we wish to state that Panama at no time during this Memorandum of Understanding has ceded sovereignty over the Panama Canal, nor in any of its adjacent areas.
Now, Panama said the United States recognized its sovereignty over the Panama Canal despite tough rhetoric from Washington.
Secretary Hegseth, in the meeting we had in private, recognized the sovereignty of Panama over the Panama Canal and recognized they must respect the neutrality treaty and our country's constitution in the same way we respect the US Constitution and laws when we start any negotiation.
China's Ministry of Foreign Affairs spokesperson firmly rejected U.S. criticism of China-Panama cooperation, stating that the U.S. is seeking excuses to control the Panama Canal. The spokesperson urged the U.S. to stop finding pretexts for its attempts to dominate the canal, emphasizing that compromise and concession won't protect sovereignty or earn respect. Now, the U.S. effort to regain control over the inter-oceanic waterway, which was funded, built and controlled by the United States until 1999, has led to increased tensions with Panama and China. Since taking office in January, President Trump has repeatedly expressed concerns that China has too much influence over the Panama Canal, a vital waterway that handles approximately 40% of U.S. container traffic and 5% of global trade. Trump specifically targeted the role of Hong Kong-based company that has managed ports at both ends of the canal for decades. The port's parent company, CK Hutchison, last month announced a deal to offload 43 ports in 23 countries, including its two on the Panama Canal, to a consortium led by the U.S. asset manager BlackRock for $19 billion in cash. A furious Beijing announced an antitrust review of the CK Hutchison sale to BlackRock, adding complexity to this situation.